Hi, it's Dwight Halstead down here in Florida. Thanks for taking the time to look at mentoring millionaires. Now, I have some excerpts here so you can learn more about who Val Smith is and also who Tracy Jemison is. Now, these two individuals are those that are involved in putting this program together. I've known Val for probably close to, well over 15 years now. And I've worked with him in other programs, and a lot of the success I've had in this industry is based on things he has taught. So, look at for those of you that are already in the organization and have not had a chance to see this, watch this. I took this out of another program that was on the web and put it into mine. Again, one of the things that I always try to get people to understand about building their businesses or building any business on the internet, it's always about you. Getting people to know who you are and getting people to know you, like you, and trust you. Well, if you're looking at mentoring millionaires right now, take the time. This is about an hour long, and just listen very closely to Val, and then it's going to go over to Tracy. Listen very closely to what Tracy has to say, and see if these are the kind of people you identify with. Because I know a lot of you have been trying to figure out a way to make some serious income from home and just haven't found the right combination or getting the right mindset in order to move yourself forward in your existing business. Mentoring millionaires, that's what this is all about, is to help you learn how to start marketing yourself so you can build any business you want. Because the bottom line is, no matter what programs out there, including Mentors and Millionaires, it won't be successful unless you learn how to be successful. And what you're going to learn, Val, there's nothing extraordinary about him. Tracy, there's nothing extraordinary about her. The only thing that makes them different than you is knowledge and the fact that they were able to put forth a plan of action and follow through and stuck with it and built their organizations and their individuals. But neither one of them need a company. What you learn, and here's an opportunity that's before you, that they can at any given time start a program and start making income. And that's what you need to learn. So go ahead and listen to Val, and then the next will be Tracy, and then we'll get back and you'll learn more. Now, I know one thing. A lot of you that have come this far are just going to click off and not go any further. It just means you're not ready for an opportunity. But if you are really serious about wanting to make a change in your life, take the time and listen to this. It's an hour long, but I will guarantee you one thing. You'll pick up some great golden nuggets of wisdom as you listen through here. More importantly, as you're taking notes, think about how this reflects to you and see if there's a little bit of you, if there's a little bit of Val in you and a little bit of Tracy in you. And just understand something. If they can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So go ahead and listen to this, and then at the end, I'll give you directions on how you can get started with us, or you can get directly a hold of me, and I can share with you a way you can get into this program relatively easily. So go ahead, listen to Val, listen to Tracy, then get back with me. All right, here's
And you
Val.
know what created this? We're living in an interesting time in network marketing on the internet. It's a very juvenile, dysfunctional environment. And so one of the things I always taught my students is this: dysfunction, recruiting dysfunction, recruiting dysfunction, recruiting dysfunction, based on God's laws or universal laws, or whatever your belief system is at a spiritual, non-spiritual level, it can only equal dysfunction. And there's so many false teachers. I believe I've been in this game for 36 years. I've graduated from shy, scared, introverted person to kind of a good marketer to a very good marketer to a corporate executive. And then Tracy and I just kind of, we met a couple years ago, and we felt we were kind of like not husband and wife, because I'm married and I have kids and I'm happily married in that. But Tracy and I became friends, soulmates on the internet, in a sense that we believe in this industry. We believe in the good. Our philosophies are out there to perform a service for your fellow men, for your fellow women. And what we're seeing here, there's so much to tell you, so I'm just going to be bouncing around a little bit. Marketing today is very parasitic, and people are being taken advantage of, and people are constantly being bombarded, like spend money, spend money, spend money. And everyone's promising you the magic bullet and taking you to the promised land. But the big question is, what is the promised land? What is the magic bullet? Is it an autoresponder? Well, I can tell you this: I didn't propose to my wife in an autoresponder. I can tell you this: I didn't meet my wife through a rotator. I can tell you this: that I don't stay in bed, be brain dead, and hope somebody's going to make me rich because I joined some great leader in the industry. I choose to become that leader in the industry. I choose to become somebody that I'd want to be, that I'd want for an upline, or a mentor and teacher that I'd want in my life. I chose to become that person. So you've got to look at the industry as a whole. You have to be honest with yourself. You know, separate me, separate everybody from this call. What is it you really want? Do you want to waste the next 10 years out of your life dumping money into this, dumping money into that, buying into somebody's automated this, automated that? I get it. We need tools. There's no question about it. We need tools. We need these mechanisms, these components to help us get to where it is we want to go. But people, I'm here to tell you tonight, the greatest, most magnificent tool in the world to create wealth, and I discovered this as a shy, introverted person, is me. I had to go through the pains. I had to go through the displeasures. I had to puke my brains out before I'd go to conference calls for 45 minutes in a bathroom, sticking a toothbrush down my throat because I was scared. I had too much anxiety to go on a call and to empower people and to say a few words and to let people see who I am and reveal myself. I wanted to be hidden. Like, you know, who's this Val Smyth guy? Well, I didn't like myself because of my background. I'll tell you a little bit about my background. I came from a very dysfunctional family. My dad was an alcoholic, and my mom left when I was 8 years old. So I was cooking when I was 8. I was washing my clothes when I was 8. I was sleeping in the garage when I was 8 because my dad was violent and he'd be abusive, and you know, he would be just in a rage. So I'd be sleeping in the car, in the garage. So you kind of go through all your own worldly experiences, and everybody has these worldly experiences. So all of a sudden, you know, you don't do too well at school, and it's not because you're not smart. It's just because you don't feel good about yourself. So you take different paths in life. You can become a delinquent. You can get into trouble, do whatever it is you want. And I realized that there was something different about me when I was about 15 years old. Because I was the type of person, although I could be academically smart if I chose to be, but I had no interest in school. I was the kid in the class that was the daydreamer. I was the one that would look out the window and say, one day I'm going to have a Ferrari. One day I'm going to live in a mansion. And the teacher would ask me a question and I didn't have the answer because I wasn't paying attention, but I was looking out the window and saying, there's got to be a better world. I don't want to just graduate from school and go to work and make $12 an hour and pay bills and go to work for 8, 9 hours a day, whatever it is, get married, get divorced, have kids, have all these broken relationships in my life, because that's the path I was on. So my mom kind of recognized that, came back in my life when I was 16, brought me to seminars and things like that. Kind of, you know, set the stage for me to get involved in network marketing. And I was attracted to it. I realized, like, you know, when I went to workshops at the Holiday Inn or, you know, the Marriott Hotel, there were some magnificent educators and teachers. And I'd sit there and say, oh my gosh, I'd love to be like that. But I can't be because I'm this pathetic human being that nobody could ever love. Nobody could ever, you know, want to pay attention to. I didn't feel good about myself in any which way, shape. I had nothing valuable to offer the world, right? But I always said, oh, if only I could be like that. If only I could be like that. And then when I would see those people and they'd make eye contact with me, I'd kind of do this. I would hide behind somebody's head because I was too scared, right, for them to have eye contact with me because they were like, you know, they're the prima donnas at the front of the stage with the $1,000 power suits and motivating. And I didn't want them to ask me a question because I didn't want to look stupid. I didn't want to look dumb. I didn't want to look like everything my dad said I was, right? So eventually, there's a long story to it, but eventually I met some people in my life. There's a course that's in our back office in Mentoring Millionaires. There's a course. It's a 12-step audio. It's in the back office. That course was responsible for the major breakthrough in my life. Helped me understand every event that happened to me in my life, why it did, the way it did, every second, every minute, why my parents are my parents. Everything that I needed to know about my life was encapsulated in that course in the back office. And that was my major breakthrough. It helped me shed all the pain, all the discomfort, all the terrible things I thought about myself. And then, but I got to tell you, it wasn't easy. You're going to go through trials and tribulations. I went through trials and tribulations. I remember people said, you know, this guy's really smart, like in network marketing. He's charismatic. He's got a lot of energy, but I didn't really show it to a lot of people. So, and I'm not here to talk about myself tonight, but I just want you to help you understand the breakthrough that we all have to go through. So I remember one night I was asked to do a conference call unexpectedly. The owner of the company didn't show up, but I was kind of like his quiet, shy, introverted sidekick. He was a very wealthy man out of Toronto. You'd never see him not wear a tuxedo. He was always in a tuxedo and a bow tie. I never once saw him in jeans, never once saw him in a regular dress shirt. He was always in a tux. We went out for dinner, just he and I, always in a tux. Went to his condo, always in a tux. And one night he purposely didn't show up to the call because he wanted me to spread my wings and fly. And I'll tell you something. We were on a call with 400 people. We were selling a $1,250 business opportunity, selling the course in the back office, as a matter of fact. And there were all very wealthy people on the line because we were bringing in people from Dubai, Saudi Arabia, New York, very wealthy doctors, lawyers, accountants, all kinds of very interesting people around the world. And then you had this shy, introverted, scared person that didn't feel too well about himself. So I'm on this call and everyone said, Val, are you out there? You know, everyone said, Val, are you out there? And as fast as I heard my name, Val, like the V, my hands went like this. My mouth went dry. My heart was palpitating. The beads of sweat on the V were pouring off my head. Talk about a natural anxiety attack. I was just like, oh my God, I was stuck. And they said, look, so-and-so's not coming on the call tonight. You got to do this. You're the one that designed the comp plan. You understand how this works better than anybody. And as fast as I opened my mouth up, nobody saw this. I'm on a conference call line. Thank God I wasn't on video. We didn't have video back in the day, and I wouldn't be on video back in the day anyhow. But I threw up right away. Just boom. Like, I'm just being honest. I threw up. The anxiety was just like shock that I literally threw up all over myself. And then I'd start talking for a little bit, and then I'd throw up again, and I'd start talking for a little bit. And I'm going through this incredible anxiety attack. You got to understand this, because you might not be able to relate to it, but people that you are going to meet are going to have to go through some sort of breakthrough in order to get to where it is they want to go. Mine was, I was detoxing by throwing up. And I got through the conference call that night. And then I went into a fetal position after the conference call. I was crying my eyes out. I kid you not. I was bawling. I thought, how can I face any of these people ever again? Here I am puking, suffering an anxiety attack on the call. And unbeknownst to me, nobody knew what I was going through. I got a phone call back from two people that said, oh my God, that was amazing. That was a great presentation. They thought I was just covering the phone up for a second like that just to talk to somebody in the room. But they had no idea that I was going through so much emotional, mental, physical, spiritual pain that was eating away at me just like a cancer on that line. And they said, you got to do the call tomorrow night. And then I just said, no, man, it's not going to happen. But I took 5 minutes of the call the next night. So I share that with you because there's so many gifted, talented people out there that would love to be superstars in this industry. There's so many talented people that don't recognize that you are the magic bullet. And no tool in the world, no autoresponder, no rotator, no spillover, no downline builder in the world is going to save you, because the universal spiritual laws.
Started sleeping and you had to wake up.
The universal, Steph, somebody's talking to me. You can find that muted out. The universal spiritual laws are, you can only attract what you are. And if you're thinking poverty consciousness, you can only attract poverty consciousness. If somebody brings you into their business and you have this breakthrough, you make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, you have a $15,000 month. If you're not in harmony, if you're not in vibration, if you're not at that frequency, I promise you, I put my life on the line, you'll lose that money very quickly. It's like I said to Steph, I said, it's like the millionaire that wins the lottery ticket, or has the winning lottery ticket, becomes a millionaire, right? They win $10 million. What happens to them 4 or 5 years later? They're broke. They're drug addicts. They're alcoholics. Their marriages, their relationships, everything's broken up much of the time. Okay? So, we can sit here and manipulate each other. We can sit here and play games with each other. You can get out there on the internet, deceive people, use the psychology of faking it until you make it, but you just can't cheat the universe. You can't cheat God. If you believe in God. I happen to believe in God, so that's my faith. So the whole point being is you're done. It's all going to be taken away from you just like that. So it's really important take charge of you. You're the most important entity in building your business, your success. You're going to be the foundation, and everything else is just an add-on. So when you think of great people, I'll mention some names here. If you think of Russell Brunson, if you think of Ray Higdon, if you think of Danny Johnson, if you think of some of these great leaders out there on the internet, are you really buying their systems? No, you're buying their personalities. You take Danny Johnson away from a system and say, there's the system, but without Danny, it's not important anymore. You take Ray Higdon away from the system is dead in the water. You take Russell Brunson away from the system, or anyone that you know that you look up to, Diane Hochman, anyone that you look up to, Steph Perez, the system is dead in the water, and so are we. So investing in yourself is so important. So Tracy and I decided that we would put Mentoring Millionaires together as an educational package, but we're also smart enough to know that there's a lot of people out there that are not attracted to what it is I'm talking about tonight. So we decided to put the ringless leads in there. It's a new technology out of Canada developed 2 years ago where we can bypass all the silliness of online marketing, and you can hit every cell phone in the world and leave them a powerful message, without them ever receiving a charge on their cell phone, without their cell phone ever ringing. They'll see, wow, I've got a voice message in there. I think I'll check it out. And they can choose to respond back to you if you execute a message that is powerful enough to psychologically empower them to want to respond. Remember, write this down if you can, or memorize this. It's on our website. I'm going to teach you something really valuable. And if you can encompass this, assimilate, manifest, internalize what it is I'm going to say, you can be successful in everything in life, your relationships, attracting people in your life, your workplace, with your children, with your family. Okay? But I'm going to talk about marketing. Marketing is an art and it's a science. Marketing is an art and a science of empowering, communicating, and developing a relationship with another human being based on their needs and not mine or yours. So when Steph comes to this call tonight, or I come to this call tonight, I can tell you, although these calls are very therapeutic for Tracy, myself, and Steph, they are therapy, believe it or not. I kid you not. We get to socialize with other beautiful, wonderful people out there on the line and, get stuff off our chest that's probably been bottled up about this industry. But it's about you. Yes, it's about you. So marketing is the art and science of empowering, communicating, and developing a relationship with another human being. And if you can learn to do that, you will go from the basement to the penthouse. You will make so much money. People will gravitate to you. Talk about law of attraction. Your beingness, everything you're vibrating at right now, your vibration will totally change. Because when it's about people and you become knowledgeable and you understand people and you empower their situation, there's only two principles in life. There's pain or pleasure. And everyone you're going to talk to experiences those two principles in life. And those two principles come out in marketing as well too. So when we can learn to tap into their pain, tap into their pleasure, you've got them in the palm of your hand. And so instead of saying, hey man, here's my link. Hey man, here's my site. Hey man, I'm doing a new business opportunity. You want to check it out? All that stuff is bogus. All that stuff is fraudulent marketing. Okay? So let me just I've got so much data in my head, and I want Tracy to speak. And I promised Steph and Tracy I wouldn't talk so much. But I got to break it down into small modules because I'm like a freaking Yoda doll sitting here on the line with, I want to see every single one of you exceed. I want to see every single one of you get exactly what you want out of this industry. If you're looking for financial, security, I want you to have that. If you're looking to pay your mortgage off this year, I want you to have it. And I've got the information to help you get there. I just got to categorize it because every single one of you, there's many people on this call, you want something different. Someone might want strawberry ice cream. Someone might want rocky road. Someone might want, licorice and tiger and whatever it is, right? So anyhow, just little things like this are so important. When you execute your blueprint for success in building a business, how do you attract people? Remember, the art and science of empowering, communicating, developing a relationship with another human being. So where all these people out there on Facebook might have these superficial conversations with you, let's take a look at the bigger picture. I want to show you I'm going to teach you some cool stuff right now, okay? So have you ever had, you can shake your head yes if you want to. Have you ever had somebody say this to you, a guru or an expert on the internet tell you this? Find something you're really excited about, find your passion, and run with it. Turn that into a business opportunity, something you can get really excited and passionate about. Have you ever had somebody say, do that, and you'll find happiness and joy? I'm here to challenge that. It's not true. I don't believe it to be true because we're dealing with other human beings. So what Warren Buffett says, the great legendary Warren Buffett says, whatever you like to do, whatever you love to do, make that your hobby. And whatever the world loves to do, make that your business. I'll give you an example. I don't drink coffee, but I imagine there's a lot of money to be made. A friend of mine just down the house, he has a $17 million house. His home's $17 million. Just down the road here. He doesn't drink coffee either, but he owns up in Canada, he owns 9 Tim Hortons fast food restaurants. It's all about coffee. And Tim Hortons just sold for $11.4 billion a year ago. And Tim Hortons started out with $9,400 to get it off the ground in 1964. McDonald's. If you ever see a Ferrari at a McDonald's, trust me, the guy that's driving the Ferrari does not eat there. He owns it because he knows everybody else eats there. He's just there to collect the money. So all these things out there, so look at different things that are out there and follow the trends in business opportunities. So Tracy and I said, what are the trends? Well, this industry is so dysfunctional. Everybody's selling tools and websites, but what they're not teaching people, they're not giving people the support and how to execute, how to communicate. But they're all telling you to use their systems. Use my system, buy my this, buy my that, get an autoresponder, get this, get that. Then what? That's my question. Then what? So a couple of the things I want to teach you what to do tonight, like just a couple of things, and I promise I'll shut up and let Tracy kick in for a little bit. But, the internet for me and all these tools is all about one thing, bringing me into that person's life. A lot of people brag to me and they say, well, Val, I got 47 leads in my back office in my contact manager, and I haven't got any signups yet. And I'll say, well, what are you doing with those 47 people in your autoresponder and your contact manager? Well, I've got these great copywritten letters, and I paid this person who's a great copywriter to, copyright and put them in my autoresponder, upload them, so I can kind of isolate myself and withdraw and pull back. They don't really tell me that, but that's what they're telling me. They're disengaging from people. They're disengaging from their business, which is wrong. And they're hoping that the letter's going to be strong enough to get all these signups. The only thing I want an autoresponder for, the only thing I want a contact manager for is somebody to put their phone number in there. Because you know why? I'm going to phone them. And I'm going to close them. And I'm going to shock them because I picked up the phone and I'm going to say something like this. Hi, Robert. How you doing? Val Smyth up here in Canada. Hey, listen, brother. You were kind enough to come through my website earlier today. My wife left a message on my desk about 45 minutes ago. She said you came through my website last night. How can I help you? It's simple as that. Now, let me give you another example of what I just did there. How can I help him? All I'm doing is I'm returning a call. Example, I put a bulletin, I put a message, so say I have a lawnmower for sale, and I put that on my bulletin board at the supermarket or at church. You put it on the supermarket bulletin board or in church the bulletin board, and somebody responds to that, and they leave a message on your voicemail. Hi, my name's Tony, and I understand you have a lawnmower for sale. I was wondering, is it still for sale? Could you get back to me? So what do? Do you isolate and get scared and nervous and let your hands get sweaty and let your mouth go dry and let your heart palpitate and phone your upline and say, Oh, well, I got this guy that phoned me about my lawnmower. I was wondering if we can do a 3-way call. You can close them so I can get the $75 on my lawnmower. No, hopefully you'll just pick up the phone and say, hi, Tony, my name's Val Smyth. I understand you wanted information in regards to a lawnmower that I have for sale. Is that correct? And that's all we need to do online. That's what an autoresponder should do, is bring you a person's phone number. You're just returning a phone call. We're not pitching them on a deal. We're not telling them about a deal. We're not saying, hey, man, you want to see my link? Hey, can I send you to an 800 number? You want to say, how can I help you? One of my students, I don't know if anyone knows Jeff Mills. He's made a few $1 million. He was one of my students. He came to me as a broke youth pastor. But Jeff Mills just takes my line and he just phones people back and says, hi, Steve, Jeff Mills here. How can I help you? What do you mean? Well, how can I help you? I understand you're looking for information about making money on the internet. Are you still looking for information? Did you find what you want? Or do you want me to show you how to do it? So that's all we're doing, right? So all these little techniques are so simple, so easy. We're just in the business of returning a call. Unless it's the IRS, of course. You don't return those calls. No, I'm just kidding. But anyhow, I'm joking as I say that. But no, you're in the business of returning a call. You're not in the business of waiting for a letter to close anybody on anything. Because people, if you do that, I promise you, if you do that, you're going to become frustrated. Unless your name's Ray Higdon, unless your name's Steph Perez, unless your name's Diane Hockman, unless your name's Anthony Robbins, unless your name's Oprah Winfrey. They can get away with that. But if you're not out there as a personality, an evangelical leader in the industry, speaking and talking the industry up, nobody cares about your letter. Nobody cares about your website. And they're not going to have an opportunity to care if you take yourself out of the equation. All right? So here's some things that I do. I have a philosophy. I got so much information, so I'm kind of scattered here. But here's all you want to do with people on the internet, okay? All right. No exposure, no closure. Write that down. No exposure, no closure. If your business is not being exposed, you're not closing anything. The exposure has to come first. You can't close anyone without a form of exposure. You know, if you're on an online dating service, you want to see the person. Hey, you know, this date's not going to happen. And you know, if you're there's a dandelion or Mickey Mouse or, you know, a pit bull. No, I want to see who you are before I meet you at Starbucks. We have a conversation, right? So it's the same thing. So what do you do to attract people? What are you saying on the internet to get people's attention so they'll say, yes, Nathan, I will check out your business. Yes, Robert, I will check out your business. Yes, Robin, I will check out your business. What are you saying to do that? Think about what's going on in the world today. What are we living in? We're living in a global planet. We are living in a physical body that is made up of cells. Everything in 2016 is cellular. We're cellular creatures in front of each other, but we've also found a way to adopt an electronic mobile system or an electronic platform that's also cellular. It's called a cell phone. And everybody lives on their cell phone. People's worlds are all about their cell phones. If they lose their cell phone, they freak out. Everything, their whole life, their whole identity is the cell phone, their wedding pictures, their social insurance number. God only knows what people have on their cell phones. We're living in a cellular world right now. So doesn't it make sense to, instead of pitching people with the stereotypical salesmanship of the internet, what if I said this to you, Robin, or I said this to you, Robert, or I said this to you, Roger, or Don, or Mike? What if I said this? Robin, do you have a cell phone? You can just nod your head yes or no. Robin, do you have a cell phone? She has a cell phone. Robin, by chance, is that cell phone black in color? No. Is it white? She's got a white cell phone. Great. Now, let me ask you this question. Is that cell phone either of these two? Is it an iPhone or a Samsung, possibly one of those two? Great. I'll tell you what. So you do have a cell phone. It's white, and it's possibly a Samsung. She's muted out, so I can't get the direct answer off her. Is it the iPhone? iPhone. Yeah, she's got an iPhone. Me too. So she's got an iPhone. Well, Robin, let me ask you an honest question. So everybody watch this right now. I can close Robin because she's going to be honest with me. I'll close her in less than 20 seconds. And I do this 100% of the time. My closing ratio is 100. Nobody's ever said no to me in 27 years. Robin, if I could show you a way to take that iPhone and turn it into an extra $2,200 a month, would you give me 17 minutes of your time at 8 o'clock tomorrow night?
Just gotta dot the I's and cross the T's.
Yes. Right. So, Robert, do you have a cell phone? Steph, I think there's some background noise at Tony's pad.
Have a good one.
Perfect. Robert, do you have a cell phone? Great. If I could show you a way to take that cell phone and turn it into an extra $800 a week, would you just give me 15 minutes of your time, no other obligation whatsoever? He's saying yes. Nathan, do you have a modem in your house? Yes, he does. He's got a modem in his house. Is that modem blue or is it black? Blue? Black. Number two, if I could show you a way to take that modem and turn it into $1,500 a week, it's just sitting there right now. Will you give me about, say, 23 minutes of your time at 10 o'clock tonight? Honestly. Yes. So think about these things. This is all we want to do is we want to attract people to say yes. I just say to people on the internet all day long, I'll just say, hey, Sherry, do you have does your cell phone have data? She'll say, yeah. I'll say, well, great. Are you paying for that cell phone every month? She'll say, yeah. I say, well, how much are you paying for your cell phone? She'll say about $45. So I say, well, that cell phone's like, that's a little bit of overhead for you, isn't it? And she'll say, yeah. I say, well, why are you spending all that money on overhead? Why don't we take that cell phone and turn it into an extra $900 a week? Would you have any objections if I could show you a very simple, easy system that I could teach a 10-year-old how to do and turn that cell phone into $900 a week? Should they always say yes? And then they say, well, hold on for a second. What's this all about? Tracy, I said I wasn't going to talk this long, didn't I? Then she said, then watch, I want to teach you guys something tonight pretty impressive. I'm going to show you some really cool stuff. Then they're always going to come back and say, well, Robin, what's this all about? All right? You say it's about you and I getting together for about 17 minutes so I can show you this really cool, simple, easy thing that can generate $900 a week, right? Okay, then you know what they're going to say next? Well, how much is this going to cost me? Nathan, how much is this thing going to cost me? Robin, how much is this thing going to cost me? Tony, how much is this going to cost me? Have any of you ever had somebody say that to you like, well, how much is this thing going to cost? So what do you say? You do it everyone does on the internet that screws up when they haven't been trained properly and say, well, it's $70 to get started and then it's kind of like $90 a month auto ship. Nah, I'm not interested. It's $50 to get started and then it's like $25 a month. Nah, I just can't afford it. So when somebody plays that game with you, they want to get into a power set. They want to bury you. They got the money. There's no such thing as I can't afford it. So when somebody says this, when somebody says to you, Robin, how much is it? This is what I want you to say. If you like what you hear and you like what you see what you're doing? You're psychologically getting into their head. This is like intellectual intercourse. If you like what you hear and you like what you see, you're telling them they're going to hear something, they're going to see something. Something's going to take place before anything happens. If you like what you hear, you like what you see, and you want to work directly with me, I can show you, Robert, how to do this without taking one penny out of your pocket. Is that something you can afford, yes or no? Right. And so what that does is it clears the slate. It takes away everything. But then here's the problem with that. All right? Here's the problem. If you like Nathan, if you like what you hear, you like what you see, and you want to work directly with me in friendship and spirit, I can show you how to do this without taking one penny out of your pocket. So what does that do? It takes away the fear. It takes away the excuse element. It breaks the ice. Their back's not against the wall anymore. It gives you a position of power and control. You own the interaction now. But if you told them that it's going to be, well, it's $100 and it's $150 a month auto ship, you've lost them most of the time, because now you're saying they need to give up something, and now they're not giving up anything with my approach. So then here's the problem with my approach temporarily. They're going to come back and say, well, Robin, I went to that call tonight, and the guy said it was like $399. Or the guy said it was $100 and $50 a month auto ship. I don't see where it was free. or I don't see where, the no money equation fits in. And you say, well, you know what? For everyone else, they might have to pay. But once again, if you liked, now you add a D to the end. If you liked what you heard, if you like what you saw, and you want to work directly with me, I'll show you how to do it without taking one penny out of your pocket. In the last 21 years, I have made more money than Carter has liver pills, and I have yet in 21 years to pay any money out of my pocket for anything in this industry. I've never paid to get in a business opportunity out of my pocket, the key word pocket. So then the person says, well, how do you do it? I say, I do what rich people do. I take my credit card, I pull it out of my wallet, and I tickle it on the stomach, and I say, hey, little friend, how you do, bro? You coming out to play, man? You going to buy me lunch today, brother? I joke around with my credit card, right? And so what I do is I treat my credit card like my best friend. Most people use credit cards to screw their lives up. I use credit cards to become extremely wealthy, okay? So what I do is I say, and I actually go through a little ritual. You might think I'm a little psychotic here, but I actually do go through a ritual. I'll show you my ritual in a second. So I take the credit card out. What I'm doing is I'm saying, credit card, I want to borrow some money for 28 days. I've got enough money to do whatever it is I want to do and buy anything I feel like buying. But I said, I want to borrow some money for 28 days. It's kind of like, Mom, can I borrow 20 bucks? Robin and I are going to the movies tonight. I'll pay you back later. It's kind of like that. So we do that with the credit card, right? You got a 28 to 32 day line of credit. Credit card company pays your way into the business. But when the credit card pays your way into a business, this is what I want you to do. Say thank you, thank you, thank you 3 times. Edify the universe, edify the creator, edify a higher power, whatever you believe in, but always gratitude. Gratitude is so important. Never take people for granted. Never disrespect people. Never disrespect your credit card. People that disrespect their credit cards, the credit card puts them in debt. But when you honor your credit card and praise your credit card and allow your credit card to know, because your credit card has a conscious mind and a subconscious mind, like a positive and negative. The credit card can either bring prosperity in your life or it can put you in debt with credit with collection agencies and stuff. And I joke as I say that, but I kind of play that out in my little psychotic world. So anyhow, the credit card pays your way into a business opportunity. And then what you do is you execute a game plan. Never join a business opportunity. Nobody here on this call ever join a business opportunity. Joining is for spectators. Joining is for people that are going to fail. I never want any of you to join me in anything, because if you do, I know you're going to fail. Launch a business with me. All right, launch the business with me. People that join eat popcorn, drink Coke, and wait for the concession guy to walk by. Popcorn, peanuts, chip and dip. I want you on the court. We're gonna launch this thing, right? So the whole idea is to get people in positive cash flow. Let's say a person puts $100 on their credit card. Okay, let's say 28 days goes by. Worst case scenario is they didn't make any money because they didn't execute. They didn't show up to the calls. They didn't come to the training. They didn't put people on the calls. They were still afraid, whatever it is, right? The whole point being is $100 at 18% interest. I don't know what that is. It's what, $1.80 or less than $2 in interest? Make the minimum payment on the credit card $1.80, $2, $3, whatever it is. Legally by law, 100% tax deductible. So you don't have to worry about paying the $100 back or the $300 back or the $400 back right away. You're learning, you're being coached, you're being mentored, and you're buying time. But sometimes some of us will go into a business opportunity. Like if I go into a business opportunity and I put it on my credit card today, by the end of the week, I might have made $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000. I might have made $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 by the end of the week. Credit card company sends me an invoice. I take $100 out of my $7,000 or my $2,400 I earned, whatever it is, or even let's say I only made $736. I'll take the $100 or the $200 that I borrowed from the credit card company out of my $713, $14, and now I've made myself $514, and I pay the credit card company back, and everything else I'm just riding at a profit. See, when you look at a business opportunity, don't focus on how much pain it's going to be because you're separating yourself from money. Focus on how much money you're going to make, because you're planting a seed in the universe. You're planting a seed in God's garden. as long as you keep having anxiety about money and I can't afford it and I can't afford this and it's too much and I don't really know if I want to put on my credit card because I'm stressed out and I don't have faith and belief in myself, what you're telling, and I'll do a course later on Captain and Crew, what you're telling God, what you're telling your creator, what you're telling your subconscious mind is that I'm not worthy of anything. I'm doomed before I even get started. You know, you're manifesting all these mustard seeds of doubt. So you're gonna get conquered. You're gonna beat the heck out of yourself. So not only are we our most powerful tools, but we're our most powerful enemy on the internet. If you think somebody posting your name on a scam site is bad, try beating yourself up. That's even worse. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's so much to teach. I could drag this on. I don't want to do it. There's so much to teach you. There's so much to talk about. There's so many different forms of execution that you can utilize to get people's interest without a lot of the garbage that's out there on the internet. Without saying, hey, I was wondering if you can do me a favor. Well, you know, I just joined this new business and I was wondering if you could just check it out for me and help me and give me some advice just to trick people into looking at your link. That's foolish. You don't do that. All right. Don't play those Facebook games with people. Just reach out to people on Facebook and say, you know, Nathan, you got an internet connection? Yes. How much are you paying for that internet connection a month? Well, my internet connection costs me about $45 a month. Hey, great. Why don't we turn that internet connection into $700 a month? Are you interested in just checking this out? I can show you this in about 7 minutes. You know, well, you know, you can show them a video if you want, or you can invite them to a presentation, or you can do the presentation right there. You might say, well, I just don't have time right now to check out what it is. You have time at 10 o'clock. Yes. I only need 7 minutes of your time. All right. And then that's when we bring the tools in, the videos. Maybe Steph's doing a video and it's got, you know, the presentation of what it looks like. And that's how you execute. The thing you should be closing is to execute your game plan. I want to close 20 people today for 20 people to at least evaluate my business. I don't want to send 20 people my link today. That's insanity. 20 people are not interested in your link, but they're interested in your passion. They're interested in your uniqueness, and they're interested in your results. I'm interested in your results. If any of you are going to pitch me on a deal, I want to know what your results are. I don't want to know what your link is. And I'll ask you this question. I would say, Nathan, I would say Robin, or I'd say Cynthia, or I'd say Roger or Mike. Why would I want to work with you? If I'm going to get involved in the business opportunity, what can you possibly teach me that will enhance my experience on the internet so I don't have to go back to my wife and say, honey, I screwed up again. You know, honey, I just blew another $200 on the credit card. I'm sorry. I'm looking for somebody to come into my life, teach me methodologies and protocols so I can execute a game plan to make money. And that's why I'd be attracted to Steph, because she brings something to the table. I just don't let anyone sponsor me into a business opportunity. They have to be as good as me or better than me. And that's just my philosophy. Those are just my rules. I'm not saying that to be an arrogant jerk. I'm just saying I need to get something positive out of the experience. I can't afford to waste more years out of my life. Hell, I'm 53, you know. I don't want to be doing this at 69, where I'm a broke internet marketer jumping from program to program and still looking for that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I don't want to keep going back to my wife and kids and saying, well, this is the one, this is the one, this is the one, you know? So I stopped playing that game with myself first, my family second, and I learned how to become very good at marketing. So now I can walk into any business opportunity in the industry and make a killing just because I have the skill set to do it. So I'm going to shut up right now because I could go on and on and on and on. And, you know, some of these things that I say might be a little bit monotonous to you, but trust me, I give you my life on the line when I say this. If you learn this stuff and you act on this stuff, just don't learn it intellectually. Assimilate it, internalize it, manifest it, become it. Become it. And when you become the superstar, the heavy hitter, or the knowledgeable marketer, like a Ray Higdon, a Diane Hockman, a Steph Perez, you know, any big name out there on the internet, people will buy you. Because Nathan, I'm going to buy you. Robin, I'm going to buy you. I don't give a damn about your product. I don't care about I don't care about your websites. I don't care about your tools. I care about you. And I care about your success and your results. And how is it changing your life? And how does that relate to my life? And then when you can impact me on, like if somebody said, well, I got a cure for cancer, that doesn't mean anything for me. Every person on the Facebook tells you, well, I found a cure for cancer. All you do is you take a lemon and put it in water and, whatever. But if Robin had an experience or I had an experience, I said, look, guys, I had cancer. This is my story about cancer. It's coming from me personally. This is my blood, sweat, and tears. And this is how I beat it. That's going to have more of an emotional impact on you coming from me. You're going to say, oh my God, I saw the guy, I heard his story. I felt his energy, his vibration. He was sincere. You're going to know whether they're sincere, they're fake or phony or whatever. But I'm going to buy you. I don't give a damn about whatever it is any of you market on the internet. I could care less. If I don't like you, if I don't think you're an honest, sincere, integral person, I can promise you this, you will not get a penny out of me in this lifetime. I am buying you. When I believe in you and you believe in you, then my money's coming out of my pocket. But until that time, people are going to be broke marketers on the internet still trying to figure it out. So it's all about you. It'll always come back to you. The most powerful tool is you.
Wow. Well, I hope you got some value from listening to Val and took some really good notes. And, if you get a chance, you'll go back and listen to that again because there's definitely some good nuggets back there. The main thing that I would like to get across to you is that, Val is just an ordinary guy who has got lots of experience and lots of talent. But as you listen to his story, you can see at one time he had to start from a base just like you. And what's nice with this, once you get involved in our team, and you start learning some of the information that he has, you'll be able to move forward. Now, next is Tracy. I want you to listen real close to what she has to say and see how she complements this mentoring millionaires, because she is really the person behind the website and some of the tools that are being used. And when you put these two together, and see what Val has done, Val has his strength and Tracy has hers. Put those two together. This creates a great opportunity for you guys to come in and start learning how to market yourselves and plug into that. Now, of course, the next thing here, as you guys get involved with this, is I'll be able to show you how you can do things exactly like what I'm doing here now.
Getting us both
so
on
here's
here,
Tracy.
and it's been awesome getting to know you really quickly over the last week or so. But Val, I'm so glad that you really weren't going to say a whole lot tonight. You can see that the sun has actually set behind me here since we started. So I've got my desk lamp on now, and this is great. We love doing these things. Like we say, Val and I like just jamming it out all the time. And so having a little bit different format here is really great. So we get a chance to learn how these Zooms work. And, everything you've said, Steph, you had so many great points. I mean, I'm a note taker. That's what I do. And, people who don't take notes, I don't know what they refer to once it's all over. I have no clue. I do believe that the only thing that is sustainable is yourself. And if you don't invest in yourself and the knowledge and the training, Val is a great analyst. And, we've spent so much time together. I analyze him. I watch him, how he analyzes the industry, how he analyzes people. I come from the corporate industry, however, as a networker as well. But in the corporate industry, I was in a $1 million a week. I co-managed a $1 million a week organization with 200 employees. And I did that for 31 years. I had some great moments in there. I had a couple of good mentors within the business structure, because it was a pretty tricky scenario to operate that big of a corporation. But I felt, as an entrepreneur, I felt stagnated. I felt trapped. I felt that it was going to make me sick by being there because I didn't fit. And so when I took my leave in 2006, I was in the network marketing industry, but I became full-time in 2006 because I felt that there's got to be something better than this corporate structure that I honestly didn't fit into anymore. And so when I got into full-time into the network marketing industry, Val talked a lot about, being on conference calls and, throwing the toothbrush down his throat and being sick. Well, let me tell you, coming from that corporate industry, I had a lot of skills, and I had a lot of people skills. I had a lot of management skills. I had business skills. But I'm telling you, when I stepped into this full-time, I was humbled. I was greatly humbled. And so I think that there's a misconception for people. They see people that have, you know, got great presence in the industry, and they think that they just have it. And it wasn't gifted to them. You people like yourself, Steph, and Val, and everybody who has got that persona has worked very hard at it, and they've gotten over their fears. They've walked through their fears. They've faced their fears. And the one thing about fear is, once you've done that, the person you become tomorrow is never the person you were yesterday. And so that's the thing for me that was, I'm a real determined person, as Val would know. I'm stubborn. I don't give up. I've got a great long list of education behind me, but the education, I'm telling you, the education, I've used bits and pieces of it to put it together for what I do. But the best education that I've had was in the presence of the people that I could learn from. And I've had some good mentors in this industry. I've also had some people that were mentors that I found out I didn't want to be like because I saw a dark side of them. So the one thing that I think Val and I really, really lock arms with, well, with several things, but our morals, our visions, what this industry has bred. And, you know, we talk about the parasitic part of it. And it really is a shame because people are getting a raw deal. If they start believing in all of these things that can do things for them, what they never show up, it really is crippling. And if people present that to their organizations that, you know, I've got the rotator and all these things, what you're doing is you really are crippling your organization. You're crippling that person. You're not doing them not doing them any favors. And so I had very tough mentors. I mean, really tough. And then I had the same scenario that Val did too. I mean, I had called me up and say, I can't make the conference call. And fortunately, then it was a telephone, it wasn't video. I mean, I got cotton mouth. I was like sweating. I didn't know what I was going to say, like all these things I was going to say. And the phone went live and I was going, I thought I was going to die. And you know what? After that, it was all in my head, because what happened was people said that was really great. And I'm going, you've got to be kidding me. I said, I was terrified. And they said, well, you didn't seem to be. So we're our own worst enemies when it comes to that. But again, we're not born with these things. I mean, I think some people have got maybe more traits. Maybe they've grown up in a more social atmosphere, so they've learned those things. But I think that the biggest detriment we have in our society today, not even just in our industry, but in our society today, is that we've become completely disconnected from each other. And so we don't have the ability of creating that relationship. We can send a text of 2 or 3 words. Well, I can send you a text with 2 or 3 words and you could take it completely different than I meant it, because there's no emotion behind it whatsoever, right? And there's no intonation or influx in the voice. So I think that, I mean, where we can build a relationship, and again, with this marketing systems, I mean, I think the perception that people don't understand is the leverage of it as well, because people have a perception, or some people, I'm not blanket categorizing this, but some people have perceptions of, you know, they have to go out and sponsor like 100 people. And granted, some people can do that. But you know what? The biggest organizations I've ever been part of and built have all started with just a handful of good people. And you know, when you can support those good people and build those relationships with those few people, you can build an empire with them. And you know, that was the one thing in my corporate background. The one thing that I always believed in is I always believed in the people. I always believed in the people. And, you know, people need a reason. They need support. They need encouragement. They need something more than they have at present to become more of who they need to become tomorrow. And so everything that we learn individually through our journeys, and sometimes, you know what, if you fall, you know, fall forward. Or as I've heard before, fall on your back so you can see the stars. But you know what? Keep doing it. If you don't ever have any falters or fails, that means that you're not moving. You have to keep moving. And so, you know, I think that, I mean, this is where I love where our whole idea about what the internet is and what it's become. It's a tool. It's a tool to connect people. It's not a tool to hide from people. And you can see that people do, creep around on Facebook and want to see things. Well, what a great opportunity. Before I have a chance to talk to anybody, I'll go through their whole Facebook profile, look at their pictures and find out who they are, where they work, what they've done, who their friends are, their family. Are they into tennis or baseball or hockey? Or, you know what, you've got a whole conversation to bring the two people together, because now you've got something in common, and I think that that's where we really need to get back into this, building some really strong relationships. I would never have met Val had it not been for this industry, and we've become best friends, business partners, and I can't imagine my life without him in it. And you as well now, Steph, because we've had a chance to chit chat a little bit, had a couple of conversations. I love you. I love your spirit. I love your entrepreneurialism. I love everything that you bring to the table. You're a leader, and a leader is someone who stands up when everyone else sits down. And so we've got some great opportunity here with the mentoring, with the tools, and like, as putting the website together, and hey, getting onto the point of having to learn. I'm telling you, I had to do some speed learning to, I have to give Val credit. He has more belief in me, my abilities sometimes than I do. But you know what? We just figure a way. And that's what entrepreneurs do. They figure it out. You can't sit there and wait for someone else to do it. You figure it out. It's all the answer is always there. It may not always be easy to find. It may not be easy to see, but there is always an alternative, and there's always an answer. And I think people become complacent because they've been pitched this crap on the internet about, don't worry about it. And then people throw their money into deals, and then they say, oh, I got scammed. Well, you didn't get scammed. You bought a wonderful opportunity to change your life. Who scammed who is you scammed yourself because you never showed up, so that you're the scammer, right? Because you never ever showed up to take part, to learn. And we all learn every day. I'm still learning. I'll never stop learning. I want to be better at who I am. If I'm doing something that needs to be corrected, let's have that conversation. If you've got a better way of doing it, then let's share that, because this is all about being a team. It's not about me. It's not about Val. It's not about Steph. It's about all of us, and building that whole team of people that we feed off each other. And that's a really powerful thing. So, we're just really coming out of the gates of all this. I'm very excited about it. I love the people that are coming on, because I said it really is all about the people. And it's always my great pleasure if somebody is frustrated or is having some issue. It's my great pleasure that I can assist them through whatever our support system is, emails, telephone. I'm willing to phone, communicate, whatever your question is, whatever your query is, whatever your concern is, whatever your frustration is, or if you're angry, I have no problem in stepping straight up to and face that and saying, look, we can help you and we can assist you, we can resolve that issue. And you know what? We don't know all the answers. We only know the answers when we have a question that we can address. So, this is a really exciting time for us, because again, we have what the industry needs most of all. And so we're very proud about what we've done and put together, and there's more coming. We're still putting more bits and pieces together, and I love the creative process, and we are all a creative process. And that's what people need to know, is people have to know that you are a work in progress. Like you said, we have to be willing to take chances on ourselves. And I think the people that play it safe all the time become complacent, become miserable in their existence, and nothing ever changes, because if nothing changes, nothing changes. So we really do have to, push ourselves, because nobody else is going to do it. The opportunity's there. You have to step up to it and take that opportunity yourself. So.
Wow. Okay. So now you had a chance to learn a little bit more about Tracy. I hope out of this, by watching this, if you come this far, is a couple of different things. Number one is this program, the way Tracy and Val put this together, is really designed to help you learning how to start to market yourselves, and how once you get some of these basic skills that they have, and you incorporate these and you start gaining your confidence, you're going to be able to go out and literally do any business you want and be successful at it. This is all about you learning how to be successful at running a business, especially a business that's on the internet, and they're providing us with the tools back there. And of course, as you get into in my group as well, I have additional tools that will help you even move further. But again, it's all about you. It's all about you being able to put forth an effort to be open-minded enough to learn and then move forward. So I'm going to move on to Val. It's got a real quick closing statement, and then I'll be right back again, and I'll explain a couple more things about how you can get started.
I got lots of stories to tell, Tracy. So check this out. I go to Facebook today, log into my Facebook, go to the news feed. The first thing I see is this. I'm not going to mention any name, all right? But check this out. There's an ad in the news feed. It wasn't a sponsored ad. It's somebody that probably most of you even know. I won't even mention their name. And it said this. It said, greatest business opportunity about to launch. I'm giving sales away. Rotator for all your people. We're going to have thousands of people in the first 6 weeks. So I want you to think about that. Does that sound pretty attractive? It does, doesn't it? Like it may sound really attractive. Like we're giving sales away, but what does that mean to you? Are they really giving you sales away? The rotator. What's the rotator for anyhow? I don't quite understand that. I mean, I do, but I don't. I'm trying to figure out how does that fit into my life? So I ask you this question. Would you rather have somebody every single day promise you they'll give you sales, they'll give you spillover, they'll give you a rotator, they'll give you an autoresponder to use? Or would you rather have somebody tell you that they can teach you how to become a 9th degree black belt in the art and science of building a business? So you never need an upline ever again. And that's what I chose. I chose to become a 9th degree black belt in the art and science of building this business because I don't need an upline for anything. I put myself in a position where I don't even need company owners anymore because they're always contacting me to show me how to make their businesses better. So that wasn't something that just came out of an autoresponder. It was something that was developed. It was a skill set that was developed, all being around the right people. And life is an inside job. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And if you want to make money in this industry as well, connect with the right people. If you believe in a certain philosophy, a certain dogma, a certain, ethical way of doing business, find those people and team up. Never get caught up in the word duplication. You've all heard of the word duplication. The only thing ever duplicated successfully in the history of marketing is failure. And I can prove that to you beyond a shadow of a doubt. Duplication is a myth. It's a lie. It's a pathetic joke. Okay? Nothing is duplicatable. People are not duplicatable. Systems are not duplicatable. And my argument to that is this. Somebody said to me, well, Val, you're right. People aren't duplicatable, but systems are. No, they're not. You put me in one system, that's exactly the same as the system you might be using, and I guarantee you our paychecks are going to be different. I guarantee you our paychecks are going to be different. So you want to delegate, you want to build from the power of the mastermind. Find people that you believe can be a stepping stone in your life. And if it costs you a little bit of money to build a relationship with them, to connect with them, to work with them, I can't begin to tell you how many businesses I joined that I didn't want to be a part of the product or service, but I paid the money just to be there so I could get the data, the information from the leaders in that company. And now my wife and I are set for life, and my 9 and 10-year-old kid are multimillionaires today. And that's a beautiful thing because I made the right decisions. I didn't want to be stupid any longer. And I'm not saying anyone here is stupid. I'm saying I was stupid. Okay. And I'm done being stupid. So I chose to become smart and make the right decisions. So if anything ever were to happen to me and my wife, our kids are financially set for life. And because I don't know what's going to happen in the future years to come. I don't even know what the world's going to look like. So start making the right decisions. Start investing in yourself. Don't invest in business opportunities. Don't invest in comp plans. Don't invest in products. All that's meaningless. But invest in other people that can be stepping stones to get you to where it is you want to go.
No. I'm just doing the program.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And it's going to be
Already?
about you.
Damn.
Okay? So keep the dream alive. Love you all in spirit. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us tonight. And a great group of people. And we're going to do this weekly. We can do all kinds of things weekly. Do apologize. We really didn't talk a whole lot about the opportunity. We didn't talk about the comp plan. You can see that on the website. You can see the videos on that. You can see through psychologically now that Tracy and I set the stage for who we are, what we're all about, kind of more in the inner core. You'll see how the videos play out a little bit superficial at the same time, giving people what they need, want, desire. But at the same time, you'll see in the video a little bit about who we are at the same time too. You know what I mean? So if you'd love to be here, I'd love to work with you, I'd love to help you. Love to give you a home phone number, love to give you Skype information so we can connect, so we can bond. I want you to know this. If you decide that you want to do this and you want help, this is not about just coming in and building our business. This is your business. We don't even send you a commission check. You come in, make as much money as you want, when you want to make money. Just come here and get the knowledge. Come here and learn the execution, the game plan, the communication skills to go out there on the internet and walk on water. You know, Diane Hockman's an incredible business builder. You know, Russell Brunson, you know, Ray Higdon, I could name a whole bunch, Andrew Murray, you know, Todd Falcone. We have them all in our back office. I personally interviewed these people, and my interviews are a little bit more sophisticated than your stereotypical interview because I know how to corner them in an interview. I know how to make them feel uncomfortable in a fun-loving way in the interview so they come off the line and saying, oh my God, like I've never been interviewed like that. So this is not an Eric Worre video. This is not an Eric Worre interview. I can take them into places that Eric doesn't do it because Eric doesn't, you know, Eric's good, but he doesn't challenge them in different segments. And, you know, and for obvious reasons. But me, I want to know what's going on. Inquiring minds want to know. So if you really want to know how the big boys and big girls are dominating, controlling, and making copious amounts of money, so maybe you have children, grandchildren, maybe there's something you need to do with your life with the remainder of time you have left here on the planet, I would highly recommend you take it seriously what we're doing. And once again, maybe there's just 2 or 3 small pieces of information that you'll discover in the back office or hanging out with us. You might not even want the comp plan. You might not even want some of the other segments of this business, but I bet you there's a couple things I could teach you here that you, with or without the comp plan here, and you can take in any company out there in the industry that you're presently passionate about. And I can show you how to whip the top money earner in no time. And that's going to be totally up to you. You decide. So with that, once again, love you all in spirit, and hope you make wise decisions and be a part of something special in your life. You deserve it. It's your life. You deserve it. You're born rich. And now it's time to reclaim everything that was taken away from us as we were growing up as children. It's time to get our birthright back and become who we're meant to be while we're living it out and playing out here in Schoolhouse Earth. And enjoy the rest of your journey while you're here. I kid you not. Do it. Do it for yourself. You don't have to do it for me. I don't need your money. Do it for yourself. You owe it to yourself. Okay? Have a great night. Appreciate you all.
All right. So with that, here's what you need to do next. Down below, there's fill out the form. That will take you over to Mentoring Millionaires, and there you can learn a little bit more about the company and the compensation plan and everything else, and go ahead and get started. And fill out that form, and then that will contact me, and then you and I will start working together. If you came this far, you just invested over an hour of your time, and I congratulate you for that, because I know one thing. For every 20 people that start this, only one actually takes it all the way through. That's because most people aren't ready to move forward, or most people figure they have all the answers and they don't need this. Well, I'm here to tell you that if you made it this far, unless you are literally achieving and made your millions already in this industry, maybe you don't, if you have, then you don't need this. Okay, you may know somebody who does, so make sure you share this information with them. Refer it. This is a great program. But if not, go ahead and fill that form down below. Now, I do know that a few of you that made it this far, you're still dreamers, or you're tire kickers, or you're wannabes. You always want it, but when push comes to shove, you never move forward. And then you're going to have the biggest excuses out there. You're going to say, I just don't have the money. I can't afford to do this. The reality is you can't afford not to do it. If you get started in this and start learning, this could be the game changer. This could give you the financial freedom you're looking for. But if you don't get started, they won't move forward. Well, I've done one thing here. If you cannot afford, and this program is very inexpensive, it's $3.99, And this gives you the opportunity when you start promoting this, you can make $300 commissions every time you move somebody into this program and help somebody. But if you can't get started, or $399 is too much, take the time, do yourself a favor, contact me. I've got ways to help you, and I can show you step by step. And I've got thousands, literally thousands of leads that I need help with. I'll put you in touch with those, and I'll show you how you can earn your way to get into this program. And I'll repeat that. I can show you how you can earn your way in this program. And in the process of earning your way in this program, you will have more value in this. And as you talk to other individuals, you'll be able to share with them how they can earn their way into it. Because I know one thing, if you earn this and you are learning in the process of learning how to get into this program, then your chances of success actually go up. See, there's a lot of people in here, they're going to get all caught up in the hype of this program. They're going to come in, they're going to spend that $399, and we'll never hear from them again. See, sometimes the person who has to kind of cinch in that belt a little bit, or go that little extra mile to get into something, then they have real value. The one thing I've seen people who have money and they just figure they throw the money into this is going to make them rich. Well, I'm here to tell you it doesn't. This is about you putting a plan together of action and putting it together. This is a team that can help you do that. Once you learn how to promote this program and make some income, then no matter what program you want to go into, and I can help you with that, no matter what program you want to do, you can go into another program and become one of the top producers in that program once you learn a few of the basic tools here. I know this program, something similar to the Val had 15 years ago, is what helped me get started and get the confidence to step out and do this as a full-time living. So now here's your opportunity. You've come this far. Fill out the form. Get started. If for some reason you just don't have the money, don't let that be something to keep you from forward. If you have the dream, if you have the desire, contact me. You'll have my contact information after you fill out the form, and let's talk, and I can show you how you can earn this. Real simple, no hype, nothing else. If you're willing to put the time in, I can show you exactly what to do. So go ahead and fill that form out now. Fill that form out now, and I look forward to working with you. So again, this is Dwight Halstead down here in Ocala, Florida, and thanks for looking, and I appreciate the time you spent on this. Bye now.